Okay. Hi, I'm that Nikki you know, and welcome to another episode of the Thursday Colors vlog. I think we're on episode 9 now. Yeah, episode 9. So I apologize for holding onto my microphone, but the street noise outside my hostel is just so loud that I needed to get close to the microphone so that I don't pick up too much of the street noise, but you can still hear me well. So I'm sorry, it looks a little weird. It's not as magical as if I just have it off camera a little bit, but you'll be able to hear me a lot better and hear the trucks a little less. Even though I'm sure you can hear the motorcycles going by. It's very, very noisy. This video comes out Thursday, March 10th. And Friday, March 11th is my official release date for my album, Thursday Colors. I know it's not a Thursday that it's being released, it's a Friday, but apparently all of the music these days has to be released on a Friday or something, so that it's a new Music Friday thing. I don't know if that actually matters that much, but we're doing it just in case, because you never know. I really hope that some music vlogger or radio host or influencer listens to the album, loves it, and tells the world about it, hopefully. So the other day I was sitting with my friend's dad here in Costa Rica. So we just sat down after breakfast and just listened to the whole thing, song by song. We talked about the songs and really listened to it. By the end of it, he was just like, whatever you need to make this music, you just do it because it's important and everyone needs to listen to this. It's so good. So I really highly recommend, if you're going to listen to this album, to listen to it from the beginning till the end. So block off 45 minutes of your time and just listen. Just listen to it. I promise you it's worth it. I wasn't really sure what to say about this week. So I'm just going to tell you about the places that I've been to so far. So I've been traveling in Costa Rica for a little over a month. And while I've been here, I've stayed at a few different places. So my friend Ale let me stay at his place in Toronadora, which is part of Tilarán, which is right by the big lake, the massive lake. If you come to Costa Rica, you'll know which one. It's the big lake. So we stayed in Tilarán for a few weeks. I spent about a week at the Hotel Los Heroes on the other side of the lake. It's this beautiful big farm. The woman who runs it, she married a Swiss man, and together they created a life there, and they have this massive farm, a restaurant. There's a train track that goes around the property and that leads you to a rotating restaurant. Both of those things are under construction right now, but they're still there, obviously. You can see it. There's little tunnels where the train goes through. They have a beautiful view of the lake and the rolling hills. So if you really like a farm environment, I highly recommend checking out their hotel, especially if you speak German. The owner speaks German. She also speaks Spanish. She also speaks English. And I think Portuguese. She is a very intelligent woman and knows many languages, but those are the top ones. So if you speak German and want to get immersed in sort of Swiss culture in a farm environment, then that's the place to go. So from there, then I went and visited La Fortuna for a few days, because it's very touristy, so I wasn't sure I wanted to stay there longer, but I knew I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, and I wanted to go to the volcano and check it out. So I went for a few days, and it was gorgeous, and I loved it. I loved it so much that I was looking for apartments so that I could just stay there for a month, because a few days didn't seem like long enough, and honestly, I would have loved to stay for a whole month. Here in Costa Rica, and maybe in other Spanish Spanish-speaking countries. I'm not sure. I haven't been to any other Spanish-speaking countries. But a small restaurant is called a soda. There was a soda, Casa de la Hormiga, and it was so good, very inexpensive compared to some of the more touristy places. It was a really great place to have breakfast, have some gallo pinto. I've had lots of gallo pinto since I've been here, which I love. I love it. I've found generally that the food here really agrees with me, like plantains, chayote, rice and beans, like the whole thing. It's like my body loves it. My body also loves the amazing weather here. I mean, it's hot in the middle of the day, like 28 degrees. It's like peak summer. But then it cools down in the evenings, and it gets down to like 18 degrees. So you actually want to like cuddle up and cozy under a blanket so you can sleep really well. And then it's like sort of warm in the morning, warm in the afternoon. So it really, there's quite a range in one day. So you want to wear layers if you come to Costa Rica. Right. So when I was in La Fortuna, I went on a bit of a wild adventure that was completely unexpected, but I ended up seeing some beautiful views of the rolling hills and of the volcano. I went to the park, the national park. I didn't have the energy, and I really hadn't planned on going to the park that day, so I didn't have the things necessary for like a 3-hour hike up the volcano, so I didn't do that. Unfortunately though, I would have really liked to see the top of the volcano. But I did swim in the lagoon at the bottom, and so you're really close to the volcano. You can see all the details on it, and while you're swimming in this gorgeous sort of like green lagoon, it was amazing. And then after that, I went and checked out the hot springs. It's free and easy to walk to from the national park. So I went there and I just like chilled in the hot springs for a while. The sun went down, the stars came out. Gorgeous. People would light candles and put them on rocks. So if you want to go to the hot springs, I highly recommend bringing a candle or two and just like chilling out under the stars. Gorgeous. I managed to get a ride back, which was very fortuitous because my shoes broke, my phone wasn't working, and it was a 2.5-hour walk on a dark highway at night. A couple of lesbians from England picked me up, and they were so lovely and nice and drove me where I needed to go. The next day I discovered El Salto, which is like a Tarzan swing on in the river there. I'm not sure what river it is, but it's a cold river. It's not a hot river. And it's beautiful for refreshing yourself in the middle of the day. There were lots of lizards, beautiful trees, lots of vines everywhere, huge leaves. And that's also free and easy to walk to from La Fortuna, like downtown. It's maybe like a 25-minute walk. And I got really lucky. Every day that I went there, I could see the top of the volcano at some point in the day, which is apparently very rare. I've heard that only about 60 days per year you can see the top of the volcano, and I got to see it every day that I was there. So I'm a very lucky person. And then I went back to Ali's house and hung out with his family for a little bit longer. Earlier on in the trip, I did go to Playa Bonita, and so that was the only time that I've actually been to the ocean so far, but I have plans to go to the ocean soon. Right now, I am in Monteverde. I'm in Monteverde. I'm working on my Spanish. I'm not very good at it yet, but I'm practicing, so I'm trying to do the tongue flip for the R's. Monteverde. Yeah, and Monteverde so far is gorgeous. I've seen amazing views for free. There's tons of paid tours as well. So there's no shortage of things to do. There's like something like 11 zip lines. The longest zip line in all of Costa Rica is here. There are some really great lookout points. I went to the Treehouse, which is like a restaurant bar that has, it's like built around a huge tree that's been like strategically pruned, and you have just like the canopy of the tree is like lit with different colors, and it's absolutely spectacular. So I highly suggest that you check it out if you come here. There's a few hiking trails that I'm kind of curious about checking out, but this is my first day here, so I haven't had too much of an opportunity to like really explore, but I did some exploring yesterday and some exploring this morning. I woke up very early today at like a little before 5 a.m. I set my alarm for 5:30, but I went to bed so early that I just woke up really early. So I actually woke up at like 4:30 in the morning and then just like chilled in bed for like a little while. Then I went out to a lookout point to watch the sunrise, and I went to the lookout point that I intended on going to, and then I thought there's probably a better one. I wasn't sure that there was a better one, but I just kind of instinctively knew that there was a better one. So I just kept walking and I kept trying to find another spot, and I didn't really find a spot until finally it's quite a long walk. It's probably about 45-minute walk from my hostel. But there's like a little sunset vista. You get to this sort of plateau with these massive rocks that I think they might be volcanic rocks. I'm not totally sure, but they seem like they might be. And you're at this top of this hill, and you can see the San Luis Valley, you can see the Nicoya Peninsula, you can see the Pacific Ocean and all the rolling hills to get there. And it's so spectacular. I got there kind of a little bit late for the full sunrise, but I'm gonna go back for sunset. I expect it will be gorgeous. Oh, and so I watched the sunrise, did some yoga at the top of this hill, walked back, and had some breakfast at my hostel, which is included in the price. And honestly, this hostel is so good. Kawati Place, it was incredibly cheap. My room is great. The showers are probably the best that I've had, like the most enjoyable shower that I've had in Costa Rica so far. And breakfast is included, and it's like pretty decent for like a free meal. Pretty good. There's like a decent kitchen here, and you're really close to everything. The only thing is there is a lot of street noise, so you want to make sure that you bring some earplugs, or if you're a heavy sleeper like me, then just pura vida. I really like making these videos, so I think I'll continue even after my album is published or is released. I think. Comment below if you want me to continue making these videos as I travel through Costa Rica, and maybe when I get back to Montreal. Just, do you want me to keep doing these vlogs? I like doing it, and it's fun. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy it. So yeah, let me know if it's good. If you like it, maybe consider becoming a patron. I have a Patreon, links below. Yeah, if you feel like you're in a generous space and you want to share the wealth, become a patron and share that wealth. You can always follow me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Check it all out. Yeah, so check out the album. I'm so excited. If you have not pre-saved it, go ahead and do that. The link is below so that you can get a reminder tomorrow, so you don't forget that it's out and you can listen to it, and it's so good. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here and supporting me and being a part of this amazing project. Ciao, pura vida. give some likes, give some shares, send me an email or comment on one of my videos, or follow me on some social media, or send me a message. All of this stuff helps encourage me to keep going. If you feel a little bit shy about it, please don't feel shy. I really love hearing feedback, especially the kind of feedback that like is emotional and brings up stories. Like if something that you listen to on my album makes you think of some moment in your life, tell me about it. I want to know. I'm so fascinated by that, and I want to connect with the people who connect with my music, because we're on, the same wavelength. We're vibrating at a matching frequency. So I really want to hear from you. If you've listened to it, or if you want to listen to it, or you just saw this video right now and you're curious about who I am. I'm that Nikki and thank you for tuning in.